you want you to make? There's 7 quotes on here, and I know some of them are pretty awesome. You can use 2 of them tops. You can't take more than 2 quotes. The only thing I'll give you from this, so you don't just rip me off. So, you can use 2 quotes within the entire essay. There, I just wanted you to see what it would look like in terms of color and have a bigger example. So, you don't have to write the notes here if you don't want to. I suggest those who struggled with it over the summer may want to consider this. So, this serves to, I'm still working on finishing the actual assignment wording, but I wanted to give you an example of kind of what I'm looking for. Oh, this is what we're talking about. Understandable. No, it's not.
Oh, I look like a ninja?
When you record, it's not coming.
Savan, do I look like a ninja? A cool ninja?
He did it clockwise. So he started up here and went this way. Because I knew that I would come up with random ideas to add to my original list, because that's how I work. Which by doing that, going this way, because I know that I'm a mess with my thought process, I knew that I at least have a lot of space in the middle. Now, from what you guys did in the summer, text against injustice. So, nothing better protects a human being than the stupidity of prejudice, racism, religious or political sectarianism, and exclusivist nationalism, and this truth that invariably kills. The more I'm thinking, that needs to be recognized as well. This little later. Okay, so I also said this was connected to pathos, this idea that it fights against injustice, and because literature is a unifying art, that was me, I put that in the parentheses, men and women of all nations and places are essentially equal. Now, here's what happened at this point. That's when I was like, I don't know what to do, I could. Thankfully, it's good. So we had it took me about 30 minutes to come up with this thing here, but I had arrows starting to connect everything, to start that process of how this works. So then, so it says here, I wrote out my ideas and passages I plan to discuss in my concept map, and then to make sure it worked, I actually kind of did a rough draft of where the ideas would go on here, so I knew everything would fit. So notice all the steps I'm taking before I actually do the thing that I'm supposed to do. Nordstrom told me that she told you guys, when I give yours, I didn't write this one, Nordstrom did, so I'm rewriting it. One of the things was I thought exigency, purpose, audience should go together. I didn't see many reasons why you would separate them, or just like focus on one and not the other. They have to go together. So I focused on basically 4 to 5 topics, and that's what I suggest to you. That might be something this year is exploring through his. So one of the things that I noticed in many of the papers that I've been reading is kids talked about the entire book instead of the conclusion, even though the actual. Okay, I'll take it. What is that supposed to be? A what? Other than a woman, specifically what it's supposed to be. No, it's not Medusa, but that would have been a good guess. You're in the right actual place. But typically, what do people think it is? A mermaid. It is not a mermaid. A hint, and then it's gonna make perfect sense to you why they would choose that one. It's from the Odyssey. Say it again. It's a siren. It is a siren, which should now make perfect sense to you why they would have that as their symbol. Because what do sirens do? They lure people in, and then they drown them. That's what Starbucks does to all of us. If you like Starbucks, you drive by and then you see it and you're like, I think I had some time. Like I was late today. I was like, I'm kind of hungry. I know that there's a Starbucks on the way. I might get there a little later than I want.
All right, how were the pancakes before the first bite?
I haven't eaten them.
Oh, you haven't eaten them?
No, I was teaching. No, it's okay.
All right.
They're adequate pancakes. They're very good. Yeah, adequate.
Okay, how did you think of the experiment that we did? What
Well,
was your reaction?
I think it was lessened because I was warned. Like if I had no idea, which you really couldn't do. You couldn't just be like, I'm making pancakes and I'm not telling you. I think I would have reacted differently. My reaction was, I know that they're conducting an experiment, so I'm going to pretend like everything's natural and normal. I didn't know what you were doing because that's half the fun of it. But when I saw it, I'm like, that's what they were talking about. I'm not going to draw attention to it because